Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for part 2 of the Monday Q&As. So let's knock this out. First question. Thoughts on protein-sparing modified fast for naturals? And you guys know I hate that word natural, quit using it. Just call it drug-free. And there's no such thing as natural. It's a stupid term. Now, that aside, I'm not a big fan for people who are doing it for athletic or aesthetic purposes, and I know people are going to argue on that. You're invariably going to lose muscle and performance tremendously. It's not the best way to go about things. I almost pretty much did that right in the middle of my whole divorce, and I lost a bunch of weight quickly, and I'm still trying to regain muscle and strength I lost while still cutting. And it wasn't by choice, it's that my appetite just died and I was on low carbs. This stuff has been proven to be very, very effective for the morbidly obese. That's who it's designed for. It works amazingly well for. If you have muscle mass and you have a performance that you care about, I just don't recommend it. It's not a good idea. Even guys like Lyle, who had written in his rapid fat loss diet, which is based upon this, he doesn't recommend that you do it. He tells you how to do it if you're going to do it, but he actually says in there he doesn't recommend that you actually do it. Just keep that in mind. I mean, it's very effective for the morbidly obese, absolutely. Those of you who are more athletic and just want to lose 10 pounds of fat to get leaner if you're already at a healthy body fat, I can't really say that I would recommend it. All right, next question. Will I ever be able to deadlift again with sciatica? If you don't make a video, I'm unfollowing everything about you. Well, I did want to do this question, but I don't want one of my loyal subscribers to completely unfollow everything about me, because it's important to keep you guys. And I can't really tell you there. When you're dealing with something like sciatica, that's something you really need to talk to possibly a specialist about, maybe talk to a neurologist about, a physical therapist who specializes in athletes and athletic performance. Talk to them. See if they can help you out there. That's not something you should be, with something serious like that and you can't deadlift with an issue of sciatica and your sciatic nerve, I wouldn't come to YouTube to ask for that. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you respect my opinion, but I don't know that I can really help you there other than to direct you to the right type of specialist, of people who really can help you. That's where I would go if it was really important to me. All right, next question. I have a sweet tooth. Don't we all? Hypothetically, if I ate a pack of Oreos daily but burnt these calories through extra cardio, how would this differ from just not eating the Oreos and cardio? Therefore, calorie intake is the same. Love you, Jason. Hey man, I love you too. In terms of body composition, it's probably the same. I can't say I would even recommend this route, but do I know guys who do massive amounts of cardio, who are athletic, who eat beer and donuts and stuff every day and who are ripped? Yeah, there's a few out there. And it does go to show you that, yes, you can out-train a bad diet. And anyone who says otherwise is actually incorrect. I've seen it done many, many times. There are plenty of guys who do it. However, it is the hardest way to do it. It's a lot easier if you just limit that stuff and not eat a whole pack of Oreos and then go burn through the 1,000 calories doing cardio every day. It is workable. You can make it work. It's probably not the best approach. Although for people who lift weights, who get really strong and big, who still want to do large amounts of cardio, like hybrid athletes, there will come a point to where you do have to just eat empty calories in order to even sustain your body weight, even as you continue to get relatively lean doing that. But that's a different animal. That's for people who are very, very athletic. And remember, they're generally doing that because they want the athletic performance to be hybrid type athletes, not because they just want to eat the extra Oreo cookies. Again, that's a very serious commitment to be able to burn through an extra 1,000 calories of Oreo cookies every day to decide you're going to do several hours of cardio every day on top of your weight training. Just keep that in mind. It's all about balance there and finding what's really your priorities and what's worth it to you. All right, next question. Do you believe that people who decide to get weight loss surgery like bypass or lap band are considered failures? Are they still respected in the fitness community even though they took a surgical route? Yeah, in a way. I'm going to give the good and the bad here though. But yeah, in a way they are failures. They haven't been able to get their training and diet under control, and they generally have things in place there, but in my experience I've known multiple people who've had these surgeries, and every one of them lied on those surveys. Said, oh yeah, I've tried diet and exercise, but I watched their attempts to diet and exercise. They were half-hearted at best. They were absolutely not committed, but when they have to ask them that on the surgeries, they lied. I have at least one of my family members who did that, and it worked. She lost 100 pounds. But I watched her diet and exercise for years, and she made nothing but excuses, even when I tried to help her. And then she absolutely lied on the thing and said, oh yeah, I've tried every diet, and I exercise regularly and still can't, get under 280 pounds, 300 pounds, whatever she was. So it isn't that straightforward, but yeah, they are failures in a sense. However, I will say on the other hand that being morbidly obese is insanely unhealthy, and whatever risks that you may think are involved with the surgery or failure of willpower on their part as far as the diet and exercise, I would still rather see them go that route than to stay morbidly obese and unhealthy, because it's better to be a failure in terms of your willpower and your commitment and at least be a lot healthier and add another 20 years of quality life to your life, and to be a failure than it is to keep making half-hearted efforts and not get the results and end up dying of heart disease and diabetes when you're 50 or 55. So it's really the lesser of two evils. So I would say for those people, I would still rather see them do that in the end. All right, next question. Is Brad Castleberry the strongest 242er in the world? You know what? Brad Castleberry is, the guy has an impressive physique, and I'm sure he's really strong, but the guy's a joke, and I really hope that no one out there actually thinks that he lifts the weights that he lifts. There's a whole lot of cheating going on there with people helping on the sides and fake plates and everything. This guy absolutely does not lift the weights that he claims to lift. Everyone who's in the industry, we talk about him a little bit, it comes up, and we all know it's a joke. So please, I hope none of you take it seriously. Every strength coach and lifter I know, they laugh about it when we talk about it behind the scenes a bit. It's a bit of a joke. It's comical. Guy's a complete showman. He is nowhere near, he's probably not even 50% as strong as he portrays in videos. But it is entertaining. Just don't take it seriously. Take it for what it is, entertainment. All right, next question. King of the lift, squat or deadlift? I hate it when people ask the things like that, because the truth is, why wouldn't you do both? It's kind of like, for you guys who are single out there, you're not committed to anyone, it's like, let's see, blondes or brunettes, why don't you enjoy both? You don't have to commit. It's not like, you're in a committed relationship or a marriage here. You don't have to commit to the squat or the deadlift. They're both fantastic in their own right. I really don't like to see programs that don't include both for the most part. Do both. You don't need to pick a king. They both have indispensable benefits. They're both fantastic. Don't pick one, do them both. All right, next question. What are your thoughts on the steak and egg diet? Have you tried it? I'll personally try it now and feel really great. Any thoughts? Why would that be? Yeah, the steak and egg diet was really popularized by the iron guru Vince Gironda. He used to get bodybuilders way back in the day really, really lean. He stayed shredded. He was like the leanest guy back in the 60s in bodybuilding, to the point to where they were scoring him down for being too defined. He popularized this. I do well on ketogenic diets for fat loss. I don't like them for a number of reasons, but they are effective for me. As you guys can see, I'm down like 40 pounds right now, again, doing a ketogenic style diet. I don't necessarily do the steak and egg, just because of the price of beef in Texas. I'm only eating steak a couple times a week right now. But it is an effective method, and his was, steak, eggs, and water. The only thing we'll point out, don't eat just steak and eggs. Make sure you're getting a bunch of green veggies in there, otherwise you're not getting the fiber you need, you're not getting all the micronutrients and phytonutrients you need. Make sure you're eating at least a bunch of low-carb green veggies in there, not just steak and eggs. Although it is very effective in its own right for quick fat loss, particularly dropping subcutaneous water, all of that. It works, but it works through the same mechanisms that any other ketogenic diet does. It suppresses your appetite. It has a high satiety factor. All right, next question, and a last question of the week. When taking a break from dieting around or slightly under maintenance while still lifting, is it at all important to reverse diet into that break? Or is it okay to just jump right in for a week? All right, the thing you've got to remember, and I know a lot of coaches don't want to tell you this because it even gives away their secret. Reverse dieting, as I've told you over and over, is psychological in nature. It isn't physiological. It is because people lose a lot of water. If they regain water quickly, they tend to panic and freak out a bit. People who are very, very neurotic about their physique and their body fat, so they diet down lean. They'll regain water if they bump their calories up too quick, and they'll regain subcutaneous water. They'll panic, they'll freak out. That's the real issue going on there, in addition to the fact that they start eating more, their appetite might get a little out of control if they've done okay on their diet and suppressing it. So that's the real issue. If you've been at a slight maintenance and you didn't rip down really lean, no, don't reverse diet. Just bump your calories a few hundred and go into what you're doing. And the thing to remember is that most metabolic changes that are going to occur through something like that can happen within 2 to 3 weeks. So your metabolism is going to go right back up, even if it's slowed a bit from the dieting. It's going to go back up really, really fast. And unless you're really concerned with your own body image and regaining a little fat and water that's going to freak you out, there's no need to reverse diet. If you want to bump your calories 300, 400, if you're in a small deficit, you can just do it next week. Just go right into it. Not a big deal. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time. And remember, again, all the Juggernaut apparel is 50% off right now. You want to get rid of that inventory, so if you've been waiting to buy a t-shirt or a tank top, go grab one. Again, it's in the merchandise shop. But let me give you guys a bicep shot before I go. Oh, about biceps.